It's funny, I've heard the opposite complaint, that we've set the bar too high, and therefore those who do want to be able to recall a politician that they feel is going in a different direction than they campaigned on, it's actually too high a bar for them to be able to have a meaningful recall campaign. And so, and I'll tell you one of the things that we've seen in the act that may need to be addressed is that we have made the bar 40% of total population. So if you think about that, in a city like Calgary, that means that for a successful campaign to proceed, it would need 500,000 signatures. And I believe the mayor got 177,000 signatures in the general election. So look, I mean, if 3 times the number of people who voted for a person say that they want to reconsider it, then that seems to me to be a pretty strong expression of democracy. But it does give you an indication of just how high the bar actually is. And when I say we may have set it too high, is that it seems a little unfair that you'd have to have a petition campaign that would include everyone under the age of 18, people who are not eligible to vote because they're not citizens. It seems like a more reasonable approach would be to do 40% of the electorate. That would make a bit more sense. That being said, it's under active discussion, and we're not going to make any changes while there are any live recall campaigns going on. I mean, we're not subjecting any other politician to rules that don't also apply to ourselves. This is for school board trustees, it's for municipal members of council, and it's also for MLAs. And so, again, as I said, I've heard the opposite complaint, that we've set the bar too high. But I would put it to you that part of what a recall, part of the idea behind recall is that if politicians end up doing something completely opposite that the electorate expected them to do, or they do something that they never campaigned on, and the electorate feels frustrated by that, there has to be some mechanism between a 4-year election cycle to get that issue reconsidered. So we wanted to set a high bar because you don't want the public to be recalling people for every little thing. But I think that it's an important part of democracy. I would say it's the opposite. I think giving the power to the people is an important aspect of making sure that politicians keep their word.